Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the 50th anniversary 2-pack. Let's see if I can do this once without screwing up this name. Arashikage Clash. How was that? Yeah, I usually butcher that word, so we'll leave it with that. It's Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow again. These are usually the most popular characters in the G.I. Joe universe, so it's not surprising that we see a 50th anniversary release of a 2-pack with the two characters in it. They have a long history together, and it works really well as a 2-pack. Traditional 50th anniversary packaging. Flipping it over to the back, we've got the pretty well just character art here, nothing else special about it, so there we are. But we're going to go ahead and open this guy up here and take a look at the figures, because that's what we're here for, right? I like the 2-pack approach to this 50th anniversary, but to be honest with you, I am still a bigger fan of the single pack releases. But from a business standpoint and even a collector standpoint, it's nice to get two characters in one, especially if you're looking at this from the standpoint of children's toys, which they are originally meant to be. It's a good thing you can get two figures, because then you have somebody to fight against. There we go. And anyways, the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow 2-pack works really well for that. This is just empty packaging now. They have a very long history together, like I said before, so it just makes sense to do them as a 2-pack here. Let's go ahead and open up the file cards here. Sorry. As with the rest of the 2-packs, or 50th anniversary, we get 2 of these cards per character, and on each side we have a different language, so technically you get 4 languages for each character, so that's kind of cool. We've seen enough of those cards though, so let's go ahead and unback this and start looking at all the cool accessories, because this particular set has a ton of accessories in it. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of the tape off of this to make it easier to get into, hopefully. Because a lot of these accessories are the smaller accessories, so they tape them in to keep you from losing them. And especially with Storm Shadow here, there's a lot of these little bitty ones. And it's nice that they do tape them to keep them from moving around and shipping and things like that. So pretty cool. And yeah, that should do it. So let's start with Storm Shadow here and just pull the accessories out here. Again, we get a ton of these things, so it's really awesome that we get so much. A little harder to keep up with after you open them, but they are still pretty awesome. May not be as cool for the younger crowd because of the fact that, well, they are really small and they can get lost easily if you're not careful. But as a collector, I really like the fact that they do put as much detail work into these things as they do. It's a very awesome time to be a collector. A lot of the old rules of the toy industry no longer apply, and that's always cool. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with these little bitty things because my fingers are too big. Come out. There we go. Get the side and the other side and the bow. Man, that's a lot of accessories. Then we got the figure itself. And a second head for Storm Shadow. Very cool. So there's all of Storm Shadow's accessories and such. A ton. Now let's move on to Mr. Snake Eyes here. He also has 2 heads, pistol, whoops, and his katanas. Get off me. And his regular sword, and his Uzi, and his charge pack. So yeah, there we go. Finally got them all out. So yes, tons of accessories here. Yeah. We'll go ahead and zoom in and take a closer look at all of them. So stick with us. This may take a few minutes. So we'll start with Storm Shadow here. And where to start? Let's start with the file card. Storm Shadow can trace his family history through 30 generations of ninjas. He's an 8th degree black belt in 5 different martial arts and a qualified expert in multiple martial arts weapons, including longbow, samurai swords, throwing stars, and nunchuck sticks. He and Snake Eyes were once sword brothers in the Arashikage, did I say it right that time? Arashikage clan, but are now enemies, and the 2 most powerful ninjas in the world. We have the traditional figure stand here. Cobra logo, Storm Shadow codename on the front. Standard 25th anniversary release of figure stands. Let's just start on this side over here. So he does have a backpack here. We've seen this pack before, so it should not be that much different than what we're used to, but a lot of really cool details. The Arashikage clan symbol on the back here and a nice red embossed logo there, very cool looking. You have the removable katana and the Washikage, whatever the short sword is. If anybody can correct my pronunciation of that, please do. The other cool thing about this is we also have this cool removable arrow that fits in with his bow. So, and you got some extra space in there to add some other weapons and things like that. So if you've collected a few of these over the years, you can put 3 or 4 of them in here, and it's cool that you can do that. So that's nice. We also have a couple of accessory points down here at the bottom. Let's see if I can do this so you can see that a little bit better. May not be able to pick it up too easily here in the light. But you got some spots down there at the bottom. So like if we were to take our sai, if I can get this little booger, it will attach down here at the bottom. You just kind of snap that in place. Usually. Well, doesn't really want to snap in very easily, but that's what it's meant for, is to attach things. You can kind of hang it off the side like that, and it still works pretty well. It also, well, kind of works for these things here, but not real well. So you just kind of have to mix and match, but you do have some potential of adding extra weapons down here at the bottom. Otherwise, you can stick stuff into the back. So like the bow itself will actually fit into the pack itself, along with the actual arrow, which is nice. So while we're at it, let's just take a look at the bow. We'll set that to the side there. Pretty straightforward long bow here. Got some nice detail work on it. It looks like it's made of bamboo or something like that. Has a string that you can move a little bit, but not meant to really pull back full. But it is pliable enough that you can. Just be careful, it's liable to break. But pretty cool bow. We got this cool fan thing here. Not a whole lot of detail on it, but you don't really need a whole lot. It's one of those fan things. Set of nunchucks. Nice string on them. These are really small, so it's going to be hard to probably see them or pick them up for me. I'll try here. There we go. I don't know if I can get a better look at that or not, if we can get the focus in on it. Some cool throwing stars. Got 2 of those. We got a pair of these cool spiky things here. And again, I apologize. I can't get these stupid things to pick up really easily, so we're just going to have to look at them. Cool spiky things. We got this lockpick kind of thing here that I can actually pick up for once. There we go. Some cool lockpick spiky things, I guess. Two size. Nice detail work on them. You've got this additional sash here on the side, so you can trade it out for what he's wearing currently. We may swap that out in a minute, but so if you like this more, put it on, use it. We also have an additional head here. So this is more of the head that came from the G.I. Joe Renegades cartoon. I'm not really a big fan of this particular head sculpt, but some people are, so it's nice to have options here anyways. So yeah, just a ton of accessories with this guy. The figure itself looks really nice. It very much looks like the same sculpt as we got with, what was it, the Retaliation Ultimate Storm Shadow figure. And we've seen some of this used in previous iterations all the way around, so nothing big there. Nice detail work on everything. It just looks really cool. Articulation wise, the head does move 360 degrees. Plenty of up and down motion as well. That cool sash belt thing that he's got's always nice. Some nice silver highlights on it. Cobra logo on the side there. Traditional ball and swivel at the shoulder joint. Traditional ball and swivel at the elbow joint. And the swivel, and I don't know if this one has the rocker feature. It does not appear to. Just the swivel on the wrist. Ab crunch feature. Twists lots of range of motion there, so no problems. Traditional T-hook at the waist, double knee joints, and ball and swivel or ball and rocker at the ankle joint. So yeah, all in all, very cool looking. The thing that stands out to me the most about this particular one is that they have used a slightly different color for the bottom of his feet here. So it looks kind of like a dirty brown kind of thing. I'm kind of more of a fan of the complete white there as opposed to this kind of cream color stuff. But I guess it's supposed to be that his feet are dirty. I don't know. And the only other thing I really don't like is the color they've used for the flesh tones are very orange looking to me. A little bit too much, but yeah, they at least match all the way around anyways. But it's definitely more like a Simpsons color than anything else. So it's a little off-putting to me, but no big deal really. He does have the traditional peg in the back for his backpack. So you can armor him up that way. Drop in his arrow and the bow. And there you go. So all the rest of these accessories kind of are hit and miss. Definitely is not able to carry all of them at one time. And that's really the only drawback to this figure I can see. I don't know if I actually showed you all this or not, so I may have skipped this. So he also has these cool dagger things. So yeah, just a ton of accessories here. The head swaps out pretty easily. Just kind of grab it and twist to pull it off, and then stick the other one back on there, like so. Again, I prefer the fully masked version as opposed to the one with his hair hanging out. Just my opinion. And as far as the rest of this goes, let me pull the head off, yank this black sash off, and let's see if we can add the red one to it just so y'all can see. It doesn't fit real well, to be honest with you. I guess it's supposed to take the black one off as well, and then fit. Yeah, that works much better. There we go. So there you go. You have the option of putting on the red sash. But I am a bigger fan of the black one, so that's usually the one I will go with. But you do have the option, so it is nice that you have so many options on this guy. It's just kind of crazy how many different ways you can spin this guy and do whatever it is you're wanting to do with him. So let's go back and re-accoutre him with his traditional garb here. I am a fan of the classic Storm Shadow look. So, there we go. That is Storm Shadow in a nutshell here. So, very cool looking figure. Up next, we've got the Snake Eyes figure. Let's go to the file card first, I suppose. Snake Eyes is proficient in 12 different unarmed fighting systems, among them karate, kung fu, and jujitsu, and is highly skilled in the use of edged weapons. He has received extensive training in mountaineering, underwater demolitions, jungle, desert, and Arctic survival, and some form of holistic medicine. His archenemy is the Cobra Ninja Storm Shadow. Although they were once sword brothers in the Arashikage clan, a tragic event has made them bitter foes, clashing in combat as only the two greatest ninjas in the world can. We get a traditional figure stand here, with the G.I. Joe logo on the top, Snake Eyes on the side. It's standard 25th anniversary issue. Let's look at the accessories first, and then we'll move on to the figure. We do get the two different head sculpts here. You've got the traditional kind of knight visor one, and the traditional original release with the just goggles on. So you can use whichever one you want there. We have a cool bag of explosives here. Nice kind of glossy black on this one. We've got an Uzi. Nice detail work on it as well. I don't know if I can catch the light to show that or not, but still cool. We have the traditional movie version of the Storm Shadow sword. It's more of a scimitar than it is really a katana, but still, it's cool that they're continuing to include that. I always have liked that design. Got a large assault rifle. We have two of the more traditional katanas here. Whoops. Removable in their sheaths. These have these cool little attachment points on them that actually attach to the back here. There's a place down here at the bottom, and then one on his back web gear thing here. If I can get that to snap in place there. Give me a second here to try to figure this out. Well, it ain't working really well. Anyways, it snaps in right there if I could hold on to it enough. It's a little bit of a departure as far as the figure goes to have the weapons like that, but it is still kind of a cool concept anyways. I do like it, but it's a little weird. And he's got a little pistol here. Sorry, I missed that one. Little pistol. In addition to that, he also comes with a ton of weapons on his person. So at the top here, he's got a knife on his shoulder. Fits into the sheath there. On his right side, he has another knife in his boot. And he's got another pistol on his side sheath. And it's got the, it's the same pistol we have that has the silencer on it here. Though the silencer is a little rammed in there. There we go. Pull that out as well. So a ton of accessories, and for once he can carry most of them here. So let's look at the figure itself. A lot of detail work here, and it is kind of a black figure here, so I don't know how well the light is going to work in here, so I'll apologize for that up front. But some really cool detail work going on here. They've got a lot of real good textures going on his actual shirt this time. He's got this paratrooper kind of web gear on this time as well. And what I'll point out about it is these straps that go under his legs here are actually elastic, which is kind of odd that they chose to do that, but it's a really cool effect anyways. Maybe not for Snake Eyes himself, but in general I like the fact that they've done that instead of the plastic versions. Does have kind of a two-tone paint scheme going on here, so it's kind of a matte black on like his pants here, then his pouches are this glossy black. and they carried that glossy black over to a couple of different places. So like the holsters are the glossy black, and the straps going around to hold the holster in place, and the bottom of his boots and his knife holster as well is that weird glossy black. So it definitely works really well. Again, it looks much better in person than I'm going to guess it looks here on camera, but it's still a cool effect. The head does rotate 360 degrees, up and down motion as well. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints. Got the nice G.I. Joe logo on one side and Arashikage clan symbol on the other side. Ball and swivel at the elbow joint. And he's got the swivel and actually the tilt on his wrist joint as well that Storm Shadow did not have. So that's a cool bonus there. Standard rib cage crunch thing that enables the ab crunch feature and the side-to-side rotation. Standard T-hook at the waist, double knee joint, and the swivel and rocker at the ankles. So all the standard articulation we've come to know and love, and not missing anything there, so we're really cool. All in all, this is a really awesome looking Snake Eyes figure. The only thing I would probably add to it to make it the best is I really am not a fan of this web gear here, although I do like the knife on the shoulder. The paratrooper kind of web gear stuff doesn't really fit too well with my idea of Snake Eyes, but it does have the cool attachment point for his swords, so that's probably why they included it here, and I do like that. Other than that, again, the head is removable as well, so you can swap it out. Just pop it off and stick the other one on there. So this is the... Whoops, sorry. I'm all butterfingers today. There we go. The more traditional commando version of the head, as opposed to the weird visor thing there. But I actually like the visor a lot better, and I'm sure some of y'all out there do as well. So I'm going to put it back on there. And this is the, again, I don't know how well this is going to pick up on the camera, but the detail work on this visor sculpt is really awesome. You can kind of see the leather working going around where it fits on top of his head. And luckily we do not get the one that has that weird mouthpiece on it. It's the only bad part about some of the movie versions of the Snake Eyes figures is that weird sculpt where the mouth is. So all in all, yeah, really awesome figure, really awesome accessories here. He cannot carry all of his accessories, but he can get the majority of them. Think about the only thing you would have that you would not be able to do something with would be the extra pistol. So you can load up with his Uzi here. If you could get that to attach to his back, it would work. And this will slide over his shoulder. So yeah, really the only thing you got is that one extra pistol here. So I'm sure you could probably actually fit it underneath some of this web gear here. So yeah, all in all, a really awesome and excellent version of Snake Eyes here. So all in all, this is a really cool pack. If I had to pick between the two, I think the Snake Eyes figure wins over the Storm Shadow figure. Just my personal preference. Storm Shadow, I think, wins in the accessory side of things, but again, they're all very small and very difficult to deal with, so that's why you get not quite as many points from me. But all in all, it's a really good Storm Shadow figure as well. But yeah, definitely Snake Eyes is the reason to pick this one up, just unless you just don't have a Storm Shadow figure already, in which case it's fine because you get one in this pack. So yeah, I would say this one is, I'm going to lean to just a little bit higher than recommended, but not quite highly recommended. How's that? Still an awesome 2-pack. You won't be disappointed if you do pick it up. But really the main reason to get it is the Snake Eyes figure. And I'm sure you probably have plenty of Snake Eyes figures, so there's not a real desperate need for more Snake Eyes. But they did a good job with it anyway, so kudos to y'all for that. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Drop us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about the Arashikage Clash, whatever this was. The Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow 50th Anniversary 2-pack. It's a pretty cool set, though, so yeah. Till next time, Yo Joe.